A brand new team, a brand new season, not a brand new host because I am still the same host. Hi guys, my name is Toke Moments. Welcome to Toke Moments. We're back! I missed you guys. And before you say anything, I got all your messages. It got so tough in my DMs. I'll be afraid to post things because there's someone that's like, that's how you just abandoned us on YouTube. That's how you just abandoned us. I did not abandon you guys. I took a break from Toke Moments because we're trying to develop this brand new studio. I hope I mentioned that. Yes, no, I forgot. A brand new season, a brand new team, a brand new studio, and your same host. And I think we did well. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I am super duper excited to be back. And it's so like me to want to do a solo episode to welcome you guys back because this is how we started. I remember them days when I started vlogging and when before it even became a podcast, when it was just me and my laptop, and I would record every single Wednesday, and I would edit myself and I would upload every single Wednesday. Those were my days of humble beginning, my days of all men are crazy and all those videos that got everybody all riled up on the internet and most certainly probably introduced me to you. So I thought, in order for us to go into this season, let's catch up on what has been going on with me. Because I know that a lot of my YouTube followers, fans, family members have been with me from day zero, right? So last year started off as exactly, if you ask everyone around you what 2024 was like, I liked this definition that I saw online. 2024 literally felt like we were all in surgery while we were wide awake. Literally just going through no general numbing, nothing, just being wide awake and going through surgery. Had his highs, had his lows, had his in-betweens, and I experienced all of that. But one of the most exciting things about 2024 for me was turning a big age. Guys, I turned 40. It took me so long to be able to say that. Turning 40 was so scary. I wasn't scared when I was turning 30. I don't know, for some reason I was so excited to turn 30. And here I was turning 40 and last year just thinking it's such a big age. It's such a big age. First to start with, shout out to all the 40-year-olds and 40 plus because there must be something that was in our water in 1984. We look really young. I lost over 10 kg, guys. It was deliberate, by the way. I wanted to turn 40 and just reinvent my mind, my body, my spirit, and just the journey to just, entering into the next decade because it's going to be the next 10 years. And that's how I block, age and seasons in my life. The next 10 years, what do I want to achieve? Who am I? And I realized that fear was such a foolish thing to have, and I hope this ministers or speaks to someone because if you look back on the journey to where you are right now, you'd see how there's nothing but gratitude that you should feel. I don't miss my 20s, guys. My 20s was a shithole. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing. I spent my entire 20s obsessed with the idea of love and not being in love. I thought I was in love, but that was the idea of love. And those are years that I cannot get back. But I'm very thankful that my 30s were a bit more of my realistic years. In my 30s, I started making a lot of money. In my 30s, I started, finding out who I am. And I'm so grateful that all of this happened alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, shout out to those who have gotten married in their 20s and their 30s. Great if it's working for you, but I'm super duper excited that, this is my journey and this is my story. And I will be sharing with you guys a few lessons that, turning 40 has left me feeling. Okay, it's still early because this is still February and I only turned 40 in November. But yeah, let's get over that. The baby girl for life. I'm still a baddie at 40. I still feel the same. Nothing's changed. I think I'm more assertive now. I think that's the only thing that's changed. When people will tell you things like when you turn 40, you literally don't give a fuck. I used to be like, really? I don't give a fuck as it is. But turning 40, baby, it's worse. I actually don't send anybody's father. Do you understand? I don't send anybody, papa. There's a light bulb that goes off in your head and you literally realize that half the people you're thinking, the opinions you care about, or the people you want to like you, or the things you think matter, they actually do not matter because nobody gives that much of a fuck. Excuse my French, but I'm an adult, so I can swear. And it's my podcast. So welcome to my not shit show, but welcome to the show, right? So I'll be sharing some things with you guys, and I hope that you guys sort of take these things on board and, imbibe it in your daily living. And I hope that it actually just changes your perspective, regardless of how old you are. The earlier you start, the better. I don't regret my journey because, number one, regret is so exhausting. Let me tell you that now. Don't waste your time regretting anything. Listen, they're not that powerful. You sit back and you think, I blew it. I lost that opportunity. I lost that job. I lost that marriage. I lost that relationship. And you beat yourself down over and over and over and over and over again. Newsflash, you're not that powerful to change the course of what's destiny has in charge for you, right? God has set out your life, and before you were born, he knew you. The Holy Book says that I have known you before you were born. He literally crafted you in your mother's womb, and he has your journey set out for you. And you can't wrestle. You can wrestle with anything, but you can't wrestle with God. And God has put you where you are supposed to be. Wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be. We make mistakes, and, he's the God of grace, and we learn on our mistakes. I like to think about it like a catapult, When you launch it backwards, in order for it to go forward, it's the most excruciating experience. It's the most nerve-wracking, heartbreaking. You bend it literally backwards to launch it forward. And those valley experiences and those things you think you blew, those are the experiences that are actually shaping you and propelling you to the next phase of your life. So listen, regret is so exhausting. Make today the last day that you actually live in regrets. What happened. You could have done better. You did not know better. Now you know better. You do better. Move on. Just move on. Stop looking back. You are not Lot's wife. Honestly. Are you a pillar of salt? You are not. That's the old Toke coming back. This is what it was like. But honestly, regret is so exhausting. Number 2, get comfortable with your truth. Honestly, the hardest thing I could say out to myself is, geez, my stats as it is, I am 40, I am single, I am childless. I said it and I did not die. And that used to make me almost tear up. I used to feel like, oh my God, how am I 40 and I don't have a child? How am I 40 and I'm single? How am I 40 and I'm alone? Listen, if I'm completely honest with you guys, if I had gotten married again, I would be divorced again. Because the lessons just never stop. I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful for where I am at. I'm grateful that I am 40. And life is perspective, okay? I can look at that stat and be like, oh my God, I'm 40. I don't have a child. I don't have a husband. People have passed me. But I can look at it as, I'm 40. I'm a boss. I've built an empire. I am one of the most resounding voices out of Africa. I have the love of family. I'm in great health. I love what I do. I'm not waking up miserable, thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still here. I have the right amount of people that are supposed to be in my life. Sometimes you need to sit with your truth. And once you sit with your truth, they say you cannot shame the shameless. Once you can tell yourself those uncomfortable truths, I'm not always going to be childless. I'm not always going to be without a spouse or a partner if I so desire it, right? What I desire desires me too. Hello, give me some manifestation right here. But this is where I'm at. And this is what it is right now. Am I going to be comfortable with my truth? Or am I going to let that beat me down? The moment you can sit with yourself and tell yourself those ugly truths that you think are ugly, they become beautiful. They really become beautiful. Sometimes I'm lucky and happy that I get to experience life this way and learn my lessons this way. And, eventually when the person that is meant for me comes along, I know that I'm more mature. I know that I'm, in a better headspace. And I know what it's like to be in a relationship where your voice is not silenced, where the person sees you. I know the red flags I'm going to look out for. I know the things that, I would not make excuses for. And that can only come with age, honestly. So people like to get into conversations with age online and try to shame people with their age. And I sit back and I think, do you not want to grow old? Do you want to die young? I don't get it. Why do you think, shaming that person for being older They're wiser than you. And honestly, looking as good as I do, I think I'm actually kicking it and I absolutely love it. So number one was regret is exhausting. Number two is be comfortable with your truth, whatever it is. Don't let nobody put labels on you, because once you can sit in it and accept what it is, it becomes beautiful. It becomes you know what? This is life. This is me. And I'm super duper excited about this. Number three, it's okay to label things as they are. And this is in the department of friendships, right? One of the biggest lessons from me through my years is just some friendships expire, and that's okay. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. If I'm a bad person in their book, it's also okay, because as I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck attitude you have when you make that turn. You realize that it's okay if I'm a villain in your story. It's fine. I don't even correct stories about me anymore. When people ask me what happened between you and this person, they said, I listened and I'm like, what they said is what I did. The one they didn't even tell you, I did it. I'm a bad person. Leave me alone. Are we okay? I've told you I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible friend. Okay, can we move on? Thank you. Jesus loves me and I'm fine. I honestly think that we should be comfortable with letting certain situations and friendships go when the time is right. One thing I will tell you, and I will leave with you today, is the only respect you can owe someone you're no longer friends with is to not speak on them in the past, in the present, or in the future. People ask me, it's like that person died. I'm like, they did die. I would never speak on all the people that I'm not friends with. I'm sure you can stumble on this video. If you've ever heard Toke said, I dare you to come out. I don't care about my version or my side of the story. It doesn't matter. What happened, happened. What it was, and what is going to be is going to be. Okay? So the respect I can give a friendship that I do not existing anymore is to not speak on it, not share my side of the story, not air my views about the person. You just don't hear from me. I just disappear. It's almost like you'll be wondering in your life, were we ever friends? That's how I know how to deal with things, honestly. And it doesn't always have to end in a war zone, right? Remember the good times. My father taught me this and it changed my life forever. If you can think about 5 good things someone has done for you, maybe they are not entirely bad. If you can think 4, it's not a bad relationship or a bad situation. If you can count 3 on the top of your hands, it's okay. If you can count 2, maybe they are bad. You can count 1, throw them in the dustbin. No, but honestly, it's like when God wanted to wipe off the people of the children of Israelites and he was conversing with Moses. I particularly take a lot of lessons from the Holy Book, which I'll be sharing with you guys a lot. And one of the resounding lessons with Moses and God is when God was angry and vexed and he said, I'm going to destroy them. And he says, if you find this amount of people there, will you change your mind? If you find that amount of people, will you change your mind? If you find 1%, to the point that at the end of the day, God realized, okay, you know what? I'm not going to destroy them anymore. You literally need to do those check and balances, right? It's okay for friendships to end. It's really okay. Some people are in your life for a season. The problem is we like to extend that season when it has ended. It doesn't mean that they have to be in your life for good. Some people are very lucky and blessed that they have the same set of friends from when they were in kindergarten to when they were in, college, and they're still friends. 20 years, 25 years. Happy for you. Amazing for you. You guys have grown together. Incredible. But that's not everyone's story. And that's okay too. Honestly, if it's time to go, wish them well, pray for them, love them from afar, and keep it moving. Another lesson I'll learn with you, learn to ask. Now, this is a very tricky one because I cringe asking for help. I hate to ask for help. I don't like to ask anyone for anything. I will work 10 times more to get what I need rather than asking anyone. I just don't like to be a burden. And it was my trauma, honestly. And I know a lot of people can relate. You just don't feel like asking just exposes you and you feel naked. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Feel comfortable with hearing no. It's just a word. 2 letters, no. That's the worst they can say. No. It didn't kill you. You didn't die. You didn't stop breathing. You're still breathing. And guess what? The amount of no's you get, it gets you more comfortable and closer to the one yes. Do you understand? I'm not saying this now means that you should now start telling your life story or asking everybody. I mean, you assess people in your life and people that you need. But I've found that people often keep quiet and opportunities pass them by because they just think, they beat themselves up before they even open their mouths. Maybe they won't consider me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe they're looking for someone better. Maybe I'm just not the one they need. You're having a conversation in your head. Half the things you're thinking people view you as, trust me, they're not even thinking about you. Half the time you tell yourself, I'm not good enough. People are looking at you and thinking, damn, if only I can be as confident as she is or he is. It's all perspective. Learn to ask. This year, let your voice be comfortable with asking for help. No man is an island. You cannot figure. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people. Find a tribe of people that you feel comfortable. If you're in need, hey, can you help me speak about this opportunity? Hey, I'm thinking about putting this proposal out. What do you think? Hey, listen, people ask you every day. They are not shy to ask you. So you need to borrow a cue from their book and ask. Feel comfortable airing out, keeping your mouth open and speaking for yourself, honestly. Speaking for yourself. Don't let people continue to speak for you. Stand up and speak for yourself. Hey, I want to get this job. I want to get a master's. Hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? It's okay to get feedback, even if it's criticism you're getting. Pick out the ones that are valuable to you and the ones that are not. Throw it in the bin. But I'm tired of people just closing up their mouth and having these conversations in their head and writing themselves off even before they begin. I used to do that a lot, I'll just be like, I hate to ask. I hate to call someone. I don't even know how to say it. After I say, hi, hello, hey, I need help, I will die just literally saying it because I'm just like, oh my God, now they think they have one on me. Now they feel like I'm in need. Now they think they know me. It's in your head. And even if the person cannot help me, I felt better dropping the phone that I at least asked. They might give me something. They might not be the ones to help me. Oh, I can't do this for you, but I do know someone that I can put, a good word in for you. And that way it goes. And you didn't die. So learn to be confident in your asking. Ask for help. Ask for your community. For single mothers out there, ask for help if you need. Honestly, there's no shame in it. And as we said earlier, you cannot shame the shameless. When you get comfortable in your truth, when you let go of all the regrets that you have in your life, when you actually let go of situations, friendships, and things that are not working for you, then you feel lighter and then you can open up your mouth. Can you see that everything is kind of like related? I kind of just married all of them together. I always love. And I think that nobody was supposed to be alone or nobody's meant to be alone. We all have our persons out there. But one of the things that I learned is, honestly, you can style a pig, dress a pig, put cute ribbons in it, it's still a pig. How long are you going to sit in that situation for? Before people tell you that this situation is bad for you, there's that gut feeling you've been ignoring. It's called intuition. Pay more attention to your intuition this year. It would save you so much time, honestly. And when you can tell yourself some honest truth, it would save you so much time. And you realize, you know what? This situation is great. This guy is amazing, but it's just not for me. And I've waited this long. So why do you think that I would want to even... People think that single people are so desperate and single people are so unhappy. No. It gives us an opportunity to do it right. Imagine you waiting this long and then making a stupid mistake at the end of the day just because of what society will say. You sit in shit for so long, you forget that it stinks. Get up today. If that man ain't serving you purpose or that woman is not serving you purpose, my sister, dust your feet. Jesus said, as usual, I'll go into the Holy Wood. Go into the city preaching my news. If they welcome you, stay there. If they don't, dust it. If Jesus can tell you to dust the sole of your feet, you are stupid for sitting down with this person that is doing nothing for you. If that relationship is not serving you any purpose, dust the sole of your feet. The longer you wait in it, you forget that it smells. You are accustomed to abuse. You are now used to, maybe they will change. You want to change where? Can you create a human being? Do you know how hard it is for you to change? Then imagine trying to project that change on somebody else. Sometimes you really just need to look yourself in the mirror with no friend or no pep talk. Tell yourself the truth. Now me, this person put on this cruise. Okay, no problem. Cry your tears. See, one of the best things I learned turning 40 was to tell myself the truth. I used to think I was a truth teller, but the kind of truth I tell myself, there was a situationship I was involved in, and it's as if you know how your brain is functioning until you meet that one person, and all of a sudden your brain stops to function. And it was happening. One cold morning in a flat in Chelsea in London, I sat down with myself. I looked in the mirror and said, "Oh girl, you're wasting your life." It hurts. I cried in the shower. I was like, God, I don't know how I found myself in this situation, but if you just show me mercy, just mercy to get over this situation, I promise you I will make better choices. And mercy came. It did. But it only came when I told myself the truth. If I stood there saying, maybe, give it another chance, people don't change. People show you who they are. Believe them. Why are you a professor in changing human beings? Why do you want to? The life is already tough. I don't know about you guys. It's already hard. Why do you want to carry the excess burden of someone else's flaws? Jesus already paid it all at the cross. You want to nail yourself, Assistant Jesus. It's not your job. Honestly, if you peep the way they're behaving and you look at your life and where you are and it's not aligning, do yourself a favor and walk away from that job. Walk away from that relationship. No matter how long you've spent, the years you have ahead of you are so much better, greater, amazing, and you need to discover those years your own, as in on your own. So please, if a relationship is not serving you its purpose, let it go. Another thing I'll share with you guys is, honestly, don't lower your standards. Society will want to tell you the standard is too high. You will remain alone. Nigerian men on Twitter actually love to project that on me. They really sit there and think I care about their opinions. When I read some of those tweets from Nigerian men on Twitter, I cringe and I pray I never have brothers, cousins, family relations that think like that. Honestly. This one, that's why she's lonely, she's depressed. Who told you I'm lonely? Have you seen how I live? Knees flash. I don't have to go home to somebody that I'm running away from. I'm not staying at the bar till it's 9 p.m. before I go home, that person has slept. I don't have to deal with opinions from people that are not paying my bills. I really don't have to suck up to someone to like me, all in the name of being in a relationship. Trust me, it's a flex. It's a major flex. So I digress from actually reading those people. What I was trying to say actually on that point is you don't need to lower your standards. Honestly, listen, there's over 1 billion people in this world, right? You can go and find somebody who has what you're looking for. Stop letting society dictate. If you say, oh, this girl is a money-hungry bitch, all she wants is a man to pay her bills, oh, she's this, if you can't pay her bills, leave. There's another guy who does what he's looking for. I feel like we make things harder than it is with fighting online and our opinions and trying to shout on top of each other. If somebody is not what you're looking for, this is the urge to start trying to pinpoint what is wrong with them, because it's actually a reflection of you and not them. That's what they want out of their lives. After all, there are people who wake up in the morning and believe that, you know what, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, I'm Queen Diana. And if they believe it and they think it and they're walking it, who are you to come and tell them that they are not? If they don't align with what you want, leave. I honestly feel like this, especially for women, do not lower your standards when it comes to your career choices because of what people would think, or because you think that, oh, you will not have a man if you start earning in this tax bracket, or you feel like men will be intimidated and they wouldn't talk to you. The real men who are out there for you will not be intimidated. They will be inspired. Two different words: intimidated, inspiration. A man who is intimidated by you is not for you. He's not your tribe. He's not the one that you should be trying to pass or ease his ego. Look for someone who will be inspired by your journey. There are men out there that will meet you and be like, you mean you achieved all of this by your own? Okay, I'm here now. How can I help? What can we do together? How can we make this into that? That's how you should be thinking. So don't lower your standards. Don't change your taste. Don't try to play small. Don't try to fit into places that have expired for you in friendships, in relationships, career-wise. If that job is not serving you any purpose, the longer you wait to achieve somebody else's dream, the longer you kill yours. And you know the good thing about God? if he's giving you a gift and you don't use it, there'll be somebody else who will give that same gift, and the person will be a constant reminder to you of what your life should be like. So you need to make those tough choices and make them today. So don't lower your standards. Do not live in regret. It's so exhausting. Speak out, ask for help if you need it. If that love is not serving you any purpose, you don't have to die in the name of love. Stand up and just walk away from it. I know I've shared so many more, but I want to actually just end at 10. I actually feel like celebrate people who celebrate you is another thing. We waste so much time being focused on those who and what they are not doing, and it becomes bigger. It's almost like when you post something about your business online or about a friendship or whatever, and as humans, we're trained to look out for the negative comments. You can have 100 people loving on you. Oh my God, fire, amazing, lovely. You ignore all those people and you focus on one person who entered the chat to just say, this is just ugly. And then you now start to base all your life's choices on one comment from one person who might just be looking for your attention. So do you see how we need to actually celebrate those who celebrate us? Stop wasting your time feeling offended by little things. If you invited some people, they don't show up. The people that showed up, celebrate them. That's how to change your perspective. Celebrate the people who took out their time to come and celebrate you. And stop wasting your time being offended by those who didn't. Honestly, which leads to my next point. Everybody's going through something. You don't even, half the time you're in your head thinking this person is doing something to you. If it's worth a conversation, have it. If it's not, leave it alone. Honestly, if they're not that close to you and they don't really add or subtract anything from your life, maybe you should just let people be. Do you understand? So I find that many of us are so offended and, we find ourselves wanting to always hold something to our tight. Cancer is real. Stop tightening things to your chest. Oh, they did this, the way they greeted me. Oh, the way they responded. Baby, that person might be fighting for their life. That person might be literally in the worst valley of their lives. That person might actually just need a hug that day. Honestly, be less offended. It was actually a prayer that I prayed. I started praying to God, please give me a spirit that is less offended and a spirit that sees good in people. It changes your perspective because something will happen to me now. And I find myself actually thinking, is this my projection or is this the truth? It could be because I had a bad day and I'm assessing the situation and thinking, this is a bad situation. It's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. Honestly, let people be. If you can't be kind, stay quiet. I find out that we are so quick to pass on judgment. And this is one of the things I always say. I'm sure by the time I'm done, I've clocked 10. It can never be me. It can never be me. 6 p.m. that night, life is waiting for you. Life is waiting, decorated, package, showing you that it indeed can be you. Which leads to my next point. You don't have to understand their journey. It's your duty to respect it. It's your goddamn duty to respect it. I might not understand this person's life choices. I might not understand their journey, but I don't have to air my opinion because my opinion doesn't hold water in the scheme of things. I can listen and not judge. If we're close enough and you ask for my opinion, I will be honest, but I will be kind even as I'm honest because I'm a decent human being. And that's also another point. Learn to be a decent human being. It's not every argument or conversation online you must jump into. Sometimes just sit in stillness and quiet and just enjoy the quietness of your thoughts. It's not every single trend that you must jump on. This person did this. Baby, what is even going on in your life? Sometimes we get ourselves so involved in these things that we miss out golden moments that we can be working on our goals and our dreams. And finally, I'm honestly going to leave you with this. As a man thinketh, so is he. Biblically, it's been said. Mantra-wise, it's been given. Humming-wise, we've hummed it. Kumbaya-wise, we've kumbaya'd it. But honestly, it doesn't get as real as this. As you think of yourself, there's power in the tongue, guys. Half your life's perspective is how you think about yourself. That is the cold truth. Half of is it half full or half empty? It depends on how you think about yourself. Love yourself a little bit more. Love on yourself. The love you're freely giving out. Maybe you should give it to yourself. Many of us are not even friends with ourselves. Do you even know you? Do you know what you like? Do you know how you respect? Honestly, just give yourself a little bit of more, grace, more pampering, more love. And as you think, the devil is powerful, but I always say to people, he's not more powerful than we are. The devil doesn't really have that much power over our minds. He feigns on our thoughts. And once you put those thoughts out in the universe, the devil is listening. Just the same way God is listening to your thoughts, the devil is also listening. And he can read how we perceive ourselves. So I'll give you an example and I'll sign off. Something happens, the first thing you think about is negative. It's how you feel about yourself. You are always negative. You think of the worst before you can even give yourself some grace to think, wait a minute, just maybe it could be right. So the things you speak about yourself, he hears. And the devil now comes to plant there. And when the devil sees someone's future is bright and great, he cannot change the course of your life. Contrary to what they tell you in all these churches, listen, the devil cannot change the course of your life. It is you that will change the course of your life from your perspective. Honestly, he feeds on how you feel about yourself and then he magnifies it. Someone said something to me while I was on holiday and it just stuck. The conversations you don't have with God, you have with the devil. It's as real as that. If you're not talking to God about it, whoever you're talking to is listening and he now magnifies it. Wonder how when you wake up in the morning, you have this negative thoughts, even when you try and push it down, if you don't fully, deal with it, by 12 p.m., everything is wrong with the world. Even someone saying hello to you is already like, why they say, well, I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Those things we say, those little foxes, I'm having a bad day. It's just, I'm so frustrated. He frustrates you even further. Then your mechanic will call. Then something will happen. Everything will just be happening that is bad. Maybe if you actually just decide to not even air it. There is a reason why. I'm giving you guys some biblical nuggets. So there's a reason why when the angel appeared to Zechariah and told him that he was going to have a child, he made him mute. You know why? Because perhaps Zechariah already blotted out a negative word. How is it that this will be? And the spirit of the angel said, it shall be. But to save you from yourself, I will mute you. Because who knows the kind of person Zechariah was? He could have sat in the town square. Ha! Angel said I will born. At my age, my wife is barren. Those are words you're throwing to the ground. Barren is impossible. I can't do it. He kept his mouth shut and only opened his mouth when the child arrived. This Bible we see, it's not a storybook. Oh. Sense. There's a lot of sense in it. Watch how you speak to yourself. As in, you sit with some people and they're quick to tell you what is wrong. I'm just ugly. My hair is just ugly. My nose, he left me because I'm ugly. Who the fuck is somebody, a man born of another woman, to tell you you're ugly? It's a disrespect to who created you. Is he mad? Is he crazy? I'm even vexing on your behalf. Guess why you stayed in that situation? Because you did not know yourself. Where the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. You abuse yourself first before the person even abused you. So before we end this episode, you owe it to yourself in this new year to apologize to yourself for accepting less than you deserve, for putting yourself in those situations that had long expired that you could have worked out on, for not being kind to yourself with your words, for thinking less and negative of yourself, for beating down yourself. It's only just you. This powerhouse that is you has chopped all of this abuse from you. My brother, my sister, this is a year to do better. I hope you guys have listened to me today, and with my few points, I've been able to convince and not confuse. I used to be in debate society in school, so if you leave me, I can talk for the next 5 hours. I can convince myself to believe what I'm wearing is green. Perspective. I can convince myself to believe that, listen, hey. I made a covenant with God a long time ago. I didn't even know that I shared this with a friend of mine. And he said, you inspired me. One day we were having lunch. And you said, I made a covenant with God that I will never be poor. And he inspired me to do the same. And I said, you know what? I actually realized those were words I said, though. But that's my life. I said, as long as you live. When I said that thing, see, lion know the chop. No matter the condition of the jungle, you can never find the lion eating grass. So sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, is it me? Okay. And speak those words that I don't know about you, but I know. Poverty we parted ways a long time ago. It's not even in my destiny. My children's children, they cannot. Have you not seen? Look at me now. Do you understand? Look at me. So please, why can the devil now come and try me? It doesn't mean that some days, you will not have like moments where you're like, the cash is tight. But every single time you've ever needed something, he's always found a way to provide for you. So this year, love on yourself more. I wanted to open Toke Moments this season, just sharing these few words. I know everyone's like, oh my God, she's so mature now. She's so mature now. I'm not though. I still get, if you try me, do you understand? But I just feel like this has been my journey of self-discovery, of finding myself and of loving on myself. And I have to be honest with you guys, it hasn't been easy. There are things that I have done to myself that honestly, sometimes I sit back and I tell myself that I imagine how God sees me. God must think I'm a crackhead. Honestly, he must actually think I'm crazy because I've just lived. When you say somebody has lived, I wake up in the morning, I decide that today, I just want to change the way I look. And God has been patient with me. He will say, is this what we are doing today? Okay, my daughter, I will have mercy on you. Tomorrow, I want to lose weight. Then I lose 10 kg. And I've lost all my curves. I'm sure he sits back and he's like, okay, Toke, what are we doing today? And I'm sure he's not bored of me. I'm sure he's probably has a fun time every time I call heaven. All the angels are probably like, that crazy bitch is here again. What are we going to talk about today? Well, thank you guys for watching. I missed you incredibly. So we're going to have guests on some episodes, and some episodes we're going to solo it like this because I just really like the one-on-one. I really love it. I really think that this new style of impacting knowledge with you guys and sharing my experiences, that doesn't mean life, please. That doesn't mean that you should give me more experience. So I'm tired. I don't want to share. I beg, the one you've given me is enough. I'm not running away or shying away from those things and just connecting with you guys. So we'll be doing a lot of that as well. I know that, it's the month of love and I decided to share some love your way. I hope you guys enjoyed your Valentines. Don't ask me what happened to mine. Let's just say we're working on it. I declare and I decree this year is going to be the last year. That's about a month ago is the soundtrack of my life. I cannot wait to pepper you guys. I cannot wait. When I find love is over for you foxes. Just wait for me to be in a relationship. People think that you've been oppressed. You will pack out of Instagram. You will pack out of Snapchat. You will pack. Every day I'll just say, my man. I'm just joking. Have a wonderful time and catch you guys on the next episode of Toke Moments. Mwah.